Okay, so it's been a heavy week, and I had to take a break from social media. Not a complete break. I stayed up to date with what's going on to a certain extent, but I needed time to process my own feelings, my own emotions, my own thoughts, and not let that be integrated with what I was hearing or seeing via social media. And yeah, so I advise everybody to take a break at some point from social media and allow yourself, on some level, take a break and allow yourself to process things for yourself, by yourself, without the influence of outside world. And especially if you have children, make sure they do the same too. Check in on them, ask some questions in this time that we are in. So I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that came up for me as I processed my own feelings throughout this week. One thing is hashtag all lives matter. Okay. They don't. They matter, but they don't all matter on a equal level. If all lives mattered and there was a equal equal treatment of humans across the board, there would be no hashtag all Black Lives Matter. So I feel like for those who say all lives matter, you're stating that everything is equal, that everyone is treated equally. And if that is the case, please show me in history where all lives have mattered equally, all lives were treated equally, all lives received justice equally. You can't find it. So if I see you on my timeline with all lives matter, delete. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. And another thing that I had to realize, of course, being a Black woman, I have encountered many racism things, but my first one that I really remember came to mind through all of this, and that is I grew up in Lower Bucks County, Levittown, PA. Whoop whoop to those in that area. But we lived in a house section that was majority white. There were sections that were majority Black, but we were able to live in an area that was majority white. And I'll never forget the first time we were outside playing on our bikes, riding around, and this little white boy came out with so much anger and called us the N-word and told us to get out of his neighborhood. And I just remember how that made me feel because I had never encountered it before. Previously, before moving here, we lived in a predominantly Black neighborhood. And I remember going home and telling my dad, and he handled it the way he handled it. I'll save that story for another day. I'll never forget my dad knocking on that door. Love you. But anyway, so we handled it the way we handled it, but that was the beginning of my realizing that there was a difference in me. So as I continued to grow up in Lower Bucks County, I heard a phrase that I okayed that I no longer okay. And that is, Danny, I don't see color. I see the person. And I okayed that growing up because I felt like the barrier that was keeping people from loving me was put to the side so that they could love me. But then you're not really loving me because you're not seeing all of me. So see the color. See that I'm a Black female. See what that means for me, what it doesn't mean for me. I see your color and I love you with your color or without your color, but I see it and I see what it means for you and I see what it doesn't mean for you. And so I realized that was conditional love. So I no longer will okay that term when it's said in my presence. No, see the color. We're out here, people are protesting, rioting, looting because of color. So we can't ignore it and think that it's okay. The silence just, or not approaching it, just adds on to the violence. Okay. To those who are upset, I'm going to try to breeze past this really quickly so I can get to my point of this video. Yes, they are out here protesting. Yes, they are out here rioting. Yes, they are out here looting. And yes, once you start looting, yes, you are a criminal. Yes, you are thieves. But you're looking at the what they're doing, and you're not looking at the why. Why is it that they resort to stealing something? Some, now I will say some are definitely just being straight opportunists. Like, this is our moment. There's no one stopping us. That's why the National Guards are here now. But why did they see that as their moment? Why did they not see that they had other opportunity to get whatever it is that they're stealing? Why did they see that the only moment that they would be able to have certain items that they would like to have is by looting? You know, I hear I've seen people saying, you know, just earn it, and education, just like white people have done. But you look at the system. The system is not the same. The opportunities are not the same. The education is not the same. So while you're looking at what they're doing, look at it why. Look at the fact that the color of their skin has put them in a certain area of a city and has limited their resources and their education and their ability to get what comes so easy for others. So, all right. I just wanted to vent some of my thoughts that have come to mind during this time. During this week, the world, they're angry, and rightfully so, to still be having some of the issues that we're having, to have a hashtag George Floyd, to have a hashtag Sandra Bland, a hashtag Breonna Taylor, and hashtags that we don't even know to have, because this is only the stuff that has been recorded that we are seeing. But there are countless things that have not been recorded that people have not been able to give a voice to. So there's hashtag to all the people that have been treated unjustly and not had a voice. There's so many hundreds of hashtags that we should have that we don't, right? So in the processing of all of this, to every human being, mental health check-ins are important, and that is what I have found to be very true throughout this week. So here are some questions that you may want to ask yourself to make sure that you are continuing to check in on your mental health, and checking in on the stress level that you are at. What am I feeling today? What are you feeling? Not what you've seen someone. Check on yourself. What are you feeling today? And deal with what you are feeling on today. What is taking up most of my headspace in this moment? Some mindfulness, may be needed. Just this moment, not what has happened, not what's to be, but just in that moment. Deal with that. Can decreasing stress levels as well. When was the last time I ate a whole meal? Some of us are processing things to the whole that we're not adequately eating. So check that out too. And what else? What am I going to do today that will bring me joy? So those are some check-ins. Another good thing is I always say just breathe and communicate. And when I say breathe, I mean mindfulness breathing. The technique that I like to promote is 5-5-7 breathing. And that's when you inhale for 5, you hold for 5, and then you exhale for 7. It's not the easiest to do at first. I remember when I first started doing it, I was coughing away and stuff. But the concept is to inhale and hold the breath for the same amount of seconds, and then to exhale longer, like 2 to 3 seconds longer than you inhaled or held. And this will create a relaxation mode in your body. And I know that when you create that, it's a better space in which to deal with stressful situations. It's a better space to make conscious decisions. It's a better space to move forward in. So sometimes before you communicate, take a moment to breathe mindfully, consciously, and move forward in communicating to others and move forward in your actions. So that's all I have for you today. I have love for everyone, no matter where you are on the fence of this. But I'm just hoping that we all get to try to understand the other and continue to communicate. Like, the more we talk about things, the better. It's the silence that's killing. Literally. All right, that's it for today.